Francis Bacon, a very great philosopher and scientist, he said that little knowledge of science makes you an atheist and in-depth knowledge of science makes you a believer in God. इसीलिए आज की science, they are not eliminating God, they are eliminating models of God. That's the reason Francis Bacon, a very great philosopher and scientist, he said that little knowledge of science makes you an atheist and in-depth knowledge of science makes you a believer in God. आज की science is not eliminating God, they're eliminating models of God. La ilaha illallah. So the more science you know, shallow knowledge of science will make you an atheist. In-depth knowledge of science will make you a believer in God. But you will start thinking, this thing cannot be God. A God who can be killed, a God who can die, a God who requires help from a second God. Then you are eliminating, this cannot be God, this cannot be God. La ilaha, no God, no God. But Allah, the creator of this universe, the manufacturer of this universe, the inventor of this universe. So the answer with the help of science. There is no way you can scientifically prove the existence of God except with the help of the Quran. With the help of the Quran, you can scientifically prove the existence of God if he is a true scientist and if unbiased. If he is biased, yet he may keep on beating on the bush. If he is unbiased and if he truly has knowledge of science, like many questions you told, you gave me wrong answers, I helped you, then you agreed with it. So if a person who has true knowledge of science will agree that there is one God, which we call as creator, which we call as sustainer, which we call as maker. In Arabic we say Allah.
Just a final question.
Before the final question, do you agree that the author of this is the inventor, the manufacturer of the creation, of the universe? You may not know his name. Name is not important. Quran says in Surah Isra chapter 17 verse 110, قُلْ ادُوا اللَّهَ وَادْعُوا الرَّحْمَنَ أَيَّمَا تَدْعُوا فَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. Say, call upon him by Allah or by Rahman. Whichever name you call upon him, to him belong the most beautiful names. Final question will come later on. Let's handle one question. See, asking question is very easy. Agree it is right or wrong. Teacher ने ये नहीं कहा कि पहला right है कि wrong है, तीसरे पे चौथे पे जा रहा है. I am a person who believes in doing few things but properly. I am a scientist. I don't know whether you are a scientist or not, though you claim to be.
I'm not a scientist. I never said I'm a scientist.
No,
I said I'm a student of science.
Fine. Student of science means not a good scientist, but scientist. But chota mota hai na. Student of scientist will not be a geologist. A student of science is not expert. So we believe in at least solving one thing properly rather than jumping on 20 things. Correct? So I'm asking you, do you agree that the author of this Quran is the inventor, is the maker of this universe? You understand? If you got the answer by a technique I used using science, now because the answer is so easy, you are not accepting it because it goes against your assumption. In science, if the experiment goes against your assumption, you change your assumption, right or wrong? Why are you changing your assumption? That means you're not a scientist. You can make an assumption, you do experiment, if it matches the assumption, it is right. If it doesn't match, you change your assumption. So do you change your assumption that? Do you change your assumption or not?
I believe the creator are natural forces.
Forget which force it is. There is a creator or not is my question. What do you want to discuss first? Point number one, we have to believe there is a creator. Finish.
In an abstract sense, yes.
Whether abstract or physical we'll discuss tomorrow. Is there a creator or not?
But then the question is,
don't ask me a second question, please. You are the longest we have given you time. Don't take advantage of because there are so many people standing in the queue there. Let's not waste time. I want to finish it within less than a minute. Is there a creator or not? Do you agree, yes or no? Whether abstract or not, we'll discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow means not tomorrow. Tomorrow means if you want to discuss, inshallah, in my cabin after the lecture gets so 11 o'clock onwards, no problem. For 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, I will give you time. After 11 p.m. Done? That means you believe there's a creator. This creator, what we call in Arabic, we'll discuss after. We Muslims in Arabic call as Allah.